transportation for. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs threatened and coerced victims to fulfill his desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct.
LeBron James comments on P. Diddy getting arrested and basically saying that he had a weird feeling today was the day the feds will actually catch up to Diddy. I guess we can all confirm that LeBron James was the anonymous tipster that gave him. No! Yo, I'm gonna keep it a glass of water, y'all. This is nasty, word. Y'all remember before a couple months ago that we saw that LeBron James was saying, ain't no party like a Diddy party. Some people will say that LeBron James should go to jail. Chill out, y'all, alright? We all know that this is a troll post. Well, it is actually true that P. Diddy did go to jail, though. But I mean, about LeBron James' whole situation is crazy, and that's lies. But it's still funny just to see that. Feel me? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the whole P. Diddy situation and LeBron James. But you already know what's up. I'm not.
This is incredibly disturbing footage, so I do want to warn our viewers, as you did. But as you said, Cassie's lawsuit, which was filed in November of 2023 and then was quickly settled overnight, it did open the floodgates. But in that complaint, Jake, she details an incident that she alleged happened in March of 2016 at a hotel in Los Angeles, physically assaulted by Diddy. Now our team in the LA Bureau, we have got our hands on that surveillance footage, and it appears to corroborate Cassie's claims identically.
We were actually the first ones here with about 30 different law enforcement vehicles at least. There are 3 Bearcats on scene here. This just all unfolded, Sandra. I was actually the first ones here with about 30 different law enforcement vehicles at least. There are 3 Bearcats on scene here. This just all unfolded, Sandra, I would say.
That a federal grand jury may soon hear from Diddy's accusers. Since November, Combs has been named in 8 civil lawsuits, 7 of them directly accusing him of sexual assault.
I mean, in the beginning, like the first 3.5 years, he was, the first 3-4 months, he was really nice. But then after that, he started being so
shocking new accusations. His alleged victim humiliated and traumatized. Diddy's legal troubles just got bigger, less than 48 hours after his somber mea culpa.
I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Extra has obtained this explosive new 15-page lawsuit filed by model Crystal McKinney. She claims he got her drunk and high with a joint that was laced with what she says was a narcotic or other intoxicating substance.
Arrest of a former SU basketball walk-on player, Brendan Paul, who's part, police say, of a sex trafficking investigation of rap mogul Sean P. Diddy Combs. Paul is accused in court documents of being Combs' drug mule.
What they're looking for, because it was going on the premises of sex, they're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage context, like they in the act. That's what they're looking for. So now they're gonna go through all those devices. If somebody got any kind of weird fetishes that they got little kids or little girls or something like that in any kind of pictures or any kind of photos that they took out of that, it's craziness, man. And you know what's so crazy is, bro, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this, and yo, It's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry about not just him, other people. Jimmy Iovine. Ain't nobody talking about Jimmy Iovine. He got sexual charges and everything on him, but he got those publicists that's keeping it out off of CNN. It's keeping it off the major news reports. Nobody's talking about that. This is something that goes on, man, that they're gonna push up under the rug, and a few years later, Bad Boy 5, 6, 7, 8 will be out. Man. And you know what's so crazy is, bro, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time.
I've written out a very detailed spec sheet. They may say they understand it, but then when and they have given me the appearance that they understand the job and they do a stellar interview. But then, you know, when we're 3 months into the trenches.
Yeah, I don't think, here's the deal. What you do is you use the personality profile testing, background check.
And I was like, yo, you gotta tell me if this is as hot, as great as I really believe it is. You know, she heard it, she was like wherever he's at, you better go get him.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And
now, that's interesting that you said you called your girl.
Yeah.
Because women are the biggest consumers of music.
Without a doubt.
So how did you know that early on?
Because everything I did was for girls.
A man with multiple children and multiple mothers.
I think it depends on how you look at it. You know, all of my kids are well taken care of. They all go to the best schools. But you
don't live with them.
All of the mothers are taken care of financially, and I'm there for my children as a father.
Weeks, maybe months, but sometime soon, Mr. Combs got on a plane, left his home in Florida, flew to New York. I called the prosecutors myself. I said, Mr. Combs is in New York. Do you want to know where he is? If you want to know where he is, I'll tell you where he is, but he wants to surrender. He's here to surrender. They didn't want him to surrender because if he surrenders, they don't get to tell the judge that he's a flight risk and he's a danger. Because who, as a danger and a flight risk, would fly to New York and surrender? So they didn't want him to surrender.
So since September 5th, you had known, you expected it was likely he was going to formally face charges.
So I really knew he was formally going to face charges on March 25th, the day of the searches.
Avenues that I'm going to make sure I can share the knowledge that I have, things you've been seeing me doing with Revolt, even the way you've been handling, going into different industries and being very, very focused that it's bigger than what I'm doing right now. It's about like really changing the game for the future so we all get an even chance, a fair chance, a fair playing field. And, I tell people I'm living the Black American dream.
Yeah. Because you were at the Super Bowl, so you probably have not slept.
Yes. Let me take my glasses off. I haven't slept. Hi, everybody.
It's when the glasses come off.
Yeah, I mean, it's a ritual here.
I know. When the glasses come off, you're always, hi, everybody. It's like the charm sets in. But so were you up like all night long at the Super Bowl?
Close friends call me Puff, so I would call me Puff. Yeah, Puff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll call you Puff. I never know. When I see it, just go, hey, because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it also depends on what kind of mood I'm in, If I'm acting crazy, that's Diddy. You know what I'm saying? If I'm like dancing real smooth with a girl, that's Puff Daddy. If like I'm looking like I'm scared or nervous or shy, that's Sean. And Puff is just.
What happens? What do the women call you?
And I was excited, you know what I'm saying? Me and Mace are cool.
It was an exciting verse, my brother.
Yeah, thank you. Me and Mace are cool. We've kept in touch over the years. And I love Mace. If it wasn't for Mace, I wouldn't be where I was at today. You know, me and him, you know, was like Batman and Robin. So it felt good to be able to get back on the record with him. And also then this is one of the hottest records, the most intense records in the club, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to hoard the information. I don't want to hoard the good feelings, the anything. So my you know, right now my thing is just about, you know, just being that shining example. God sent me here to inspire you, and I'm just going to keep getting busy and doing the work. But it is that transition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This MMM dropping today is really, you know what I'm saying?
After hearing the music, you see the picture right? All at the same time.
No, before I even got the demo.
Oh, shit.
Just the picture in itself was giving me this strong vibration, and I knew that whatever this guy was saying, like, you know, it was something that was.
I want regular Ciroc. I'm
it
sorry.
was something that was really, 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 really authentic.
Right.
Just by the look in his eyes, you know. And then when I heard the music, you know, it was one of those things I immediately called my girl.
And the resume. And I do a thing which you call a reverse 360. So to find out not just their resumes, but to find out everybody who knew them in the past. And then you go and do the checking. So you have to start with a spec sheet, meaning not just the skills. There are three things that everybody brings you. Skills is what almost everybody hires for, and it's the least important of the three things. The most important things are values, abilities, and skills. So first, what are their values?
Honestly, they get bigger. No, I just lifted this bra up. It's like night and day. I need to have my boobs sitting up at this level at all times. They were like down to here. That's life-changing. Life-changing, but it gives me back fat. Gotta pick or choose your battles. That's what I learned in my life. Yeah. So why do you care to go to this? Because I was invited and I think it would be fun. When are you gonna act your own age? This like rap crew, like Rick Ross and Diddy. Do you think this is like your crowd? I know a thing or two about rap music. Who is the boss? Me? No.
It truly is about the Benjamin, as we see.
Oh yes, he's glittering.
It truly is about the Benjamin.
Yeah. Well, now when we come back, we're gonna talk more with Puffy, and if you want to hang out, more than welcome to stick around, my brother. All right, we'll be right back with more right after this.
Homes raided in Los Angeles and Miami. Computers and laptops and iPads and phones and surveillance videos and stuff like that confiscated. They did that in May. You're talking about months later, and here they come with this indictment, and they're trying to make it so today, as we're taping this show, if prosecutors have their druthers, they're trying to make today his last day of freedom.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York.
Prosecutors were arguing is not only does your client pose a flight risk, because obviously he's incredibly wealthy, has access to planes and a lot of staff, even though you said he turned over his passport to you months ago. They were also worried about him being able to interfere with witnesses and calling them. And so I guess the question is, how do you assure the court that that won't happen if prosecutors are saying this is someone who's attempted to bribe security staff and has already threatened and interfered with witnesses?
So I think the most important thing, even more important than the passport, is that Mr. Combs came to New York on September 5th. As soon as we realized that this indictment was going to be coming down in a matter of...
He's a fatherhood. It's probably the thing I can honestly say I'm not the most successful at, you know.
What do you mean by that?
As far as I feel like my kids deserve more personal time from me.
You've talked about wanting to be the Black James Bond. You've talked about wanting to be someone that kids want to emulate. Yet, aren't you setting a bad example by being...
We made a bail appeal to Judge Carter. It did not go our way.
Because it was going on the premises of sex. They're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage. And you know what's so crazy is, bro, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this, and yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry about not just him, other people. Jimmy Iovine. Ain't nobody talking about Jimmy Iovine. He got sexual charges and everything on him, but he got those publicists that's keeping it out off of CNN, is keeping it off the major news reports. Nobody's talking about that. This is something that goes on, man, that they're gonna push up under the rug, and a few years later, Bad Boy 5, 6, 7, 8 will be out. Contact out of that, man. And you know what's so crazy is, bro, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that.
So, do you think Puffy was involved in the shooting?
Only they can answer that question. I have my own opinion, but I wouldn't slander their name like they did mine. I wouldn't say things that I knew, you know what I mean? I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I could say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that makes this become an issue to everybody. Because you seen what I said in the Vibe article. I basically bowed out and was gonna go ahead about my life. The next issue, that wasn't even the next issue, because them cowards waited about 4 issues before they got their story together. 4 issues later, half of New York is commenting on me getting shot. And before, they was all like, we didn't see nothing. In the first issue, read it, Vibe viewers. Nobody seen shit.
Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like just back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the f Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was stupid. Listen,
having a good time, yo. Your Usher made it in the. Hey, yo.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. Combs had been living there for several weeks. A person with knowledge of the investigation told NBC News the arrest was based on a sealed indictment brought by the Southern District of New York. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear.
The fourth issue, when they came back with a reply, everybody knew what I did. They knew what I said. I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the bullet. The police found it, but now they the cops. Now they doing detective work. They found the bullet. Oh, you found the bullet, huh? So what is this other shit in me then? What was the doctors talking about? What? Can you explain these other holes in me? How'd I get gunpowder all over me? That insulted my intelligence. So yes, I did say Thug Life was there. Yes, I bowed out, all of that. But when they said that, they breathed new life in me. Yeah. And Thug Life not only became a rap group, but it became a way of life for life for me. Because they disrespected me, my name, my family, what I had been through. They said that I couldn't be in pain. I could not feel, I could not be heard.
Is there still a beef going on with you and Biggie?
It was never a beef. It's only a difference in opinion. Right. To me, if I like my homeboy Suge gave me the best advice I could ever get from anybody. He said when people ask him if he's beefing with Bad Boy with Puffy, he says like me going to a playground and picking on a little kid.
Right.
That's like me being mad at my little brother because he getting cash now. I'm not mad at that. I'm just mad at my little brother when he don't respect me. Yeah. Now, when you don't respect me, I'm gonna spank your ass. I don't give a fuck how rich you got on the block. I'm your big brother.
Offended Diddy, stating that what he is accused of doing is nothing new in the world of famous entertainers. He argued that flying women out for parties or intimate gatherings is a common practice among celebrities and should not be considered illegal. Boozy questioned whether it is fair to label women who willingly participate in these experiences as prostitutes, suggesting that if that were the case, then many women would fall under that category. He expressed concerns about the trafficking charge and warned that it could be used as a tool to target high-profile figures in
A new civil lawsuit claims Sean Diddy Combs repeatedly passed off dancer and adult film actress Adria English to be sexually assaulted by partygoers during events at his New York and Miami houses between 2006 and 2009.
Recently, reports have surfaced alleging that the FBI has released a list of videos tied to Sean Diddy Combs' infamous FREAKOFF parties. These events, which have long been the subject of industry whispers and rumors, are said to have featured high-profile guests from the entertainment world, participating in wild, extravagant gatherings behind closed doors. The release of these videos could potentially reveal shocking details about what really transpired at these exclusive parties, shedding light on the darker side of celebrity culture and Diddy's involvement in controversial and secretive activities. Sean Combs, the renowned music mogul whose career has recently been overshadowed by a series of sexual assault lawsuits and a federal investigation, was arrested Monday evening at a Manhattan hotel following a grand jury indictment. Although the details of the indictment remain sealed and the specific charges have not been publicly disclosed, Combs' attorney, Mark Agnifilo, suggested that the charges are likely linked to allegations of racketeering and sex trafficking. This arrest marks a pivotal moment in the legal challenges that have plagued the hip-hop icon in recent months. Allegations of sexual misconduct and criminal activity have increasingly tarnished his public image, raising concerns about the broader implications of the investigation and the potential extent of his involvement in a suspected criminal network. If the charges are confirmed, Combs could face serious consequences, with far-reaching effects on both his personal and professional legacy. In response to the indictment, Combs' legal team expressed deep disappointment with the decision to prosecute. They emphasized that Combs had fully cooperated with authorities throughout the investigation, pointing out that he voluntarily relocated to New York just last week, anticipating the forthcoming charges. His legal representatives framed this move as a gesture of his commitment to engage with the legal process openly and in good faith. They criticized the decision to press charges, arguing that it undermined the transparency and cooperation Combs had demonstrated. As the case unfolds, his defense team remains determined to confront the charges and protect his reputation from these serious accusations. Sean Diddy Combs is a music icon, self-made entrepreneur, loving family man and proven philanthropist who has spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children and working to uplift the Black community, the statement said. He is an imperfect person, but he is not a criminal. According to Sean Combs' attorney, Mark Agnifilo, the music mogul was taken into custody by Homeland Security Investigations officers around 8:30 p.m. on Monday at the Park Hyatt New York on 57th Street, where he had been staying. Combs is expected to remain in custody overnight and face arraignment the following day. This high-profile arrest marks a pivotal moment in the music industry, as Combs becomes the most prominent figure to face criminal charges related to sexual misconduct since the downfall of R. Kelly. The case against Combs could potentially set off a ripple effect, further exposing the dark undercurrents of power and abuse in the entertainment world. Sean Diddy Combs, the iconic music producer and entrepreneur, is facing explosive new allegations as part of a bombshell federal indictment revealed on Tuesday. According to Manhattan federal prosecutors, the 54-year-old mogul is accused of forcing women into degrading freak-off sex sessions, which reportedly included male prostitutes and were frequently recorded. These shocking sessions allegedly took place over the course of several days, during which Combs is said to have watched and masturbated as the disturbing acts unfolded. The indictment, which outlines federal charges of sex trafficking and racketeering, paints a dark picture of systematic abuse that spanned more than a decade. Prosecutors claim that Combs lured his female victims into these twisted sexual performances as part of a long-standing pattern of exploitation, manipulation, and coercion. Under the guise of lavish parties and exclusive events, women were allegedly drawn into Combs' orbit, only to find themselves subjected to his depraved fantasies and domination. What makes these allegations even more alarming is the suggestion that these sexual encounters were not only orchestrated for Combs' personal gratification, but also recorded, potentially for blackmail or future leverage. The indictment points to a network of enablers and accomplices who may have assisted in procuring victims and facilitating the secretive freak-off sessions, raising questions about the scale and reach of Combs' alleged criminal activities. This case has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, where whispers of such behavior had long circulated but had never before led to formal charges. As the investigation unfolds, more details are expected to emerge, potentially implicating other high-profile individuals within Combs' inner circle. The revelations have cast a heavy shadow over the legacy of one of the most successful figures in hip-hop, threatening to irreversibly tarnish his reputation and career. Combs' legal team continues to deny the charges, but the mounting evidence and testimony could mark the beginning of a prolonged legal battle, one that may expose even deeper layers of corruption and abuse in the entertainment industry. Freak-offs were elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, masturbated during, and often electronically recorded, the newly unsealed court papers allege. According to the indictment, Sean Diddy Combs would allegedly lure women into his circle, frequently under the guise of a romantic relationship, only to entrap them in a far more sinister reality. Once these women were drawn into his orbit, Combs is accused of using drugs to control them, administering narcotics to keep his victims obedient and compliant. The drugs, prosecutors claim, were part of a calculated strategy to weaken their resistance and strip away their autonomy, leaving them vulnerable to his manipulation and coercive demands. This alleged pattern of behavior reveals a deeply disturbing method of exploitation, where trust and intimacy were weaponized against his victims. Combs' ability to present himself as a powerful and charismatic figure allowed him to gain the confidence of these women, only to shatter their expectations by subjecting them to degrading experiences and enforcing their submission through substance abuse. This method of control, outlined in the federal charges, adds a chilling layer to the accusations, portraying Combs as a predator who systematically undermined his victims' willpower, ensuring their compliance in the alleged abuse that followed. The use of drugs to subdue his victims is seen by prosecutors as a key element of Combs' alleged strategy, furthering his ability to exploit and manipulate without resistance. As these charges continue to be investigated, the prosecution is expected to provide additional details about the substances used and how they were distributed during the alleged freak-off sessions. If proven, this methodical drugging could dramatically intensify the charges Combs faces, deepening the legal and moral ramifications of the case. The regularly occurring freak-offs could last for days, and Combs and the victims would often receive IV fluids in the aftermath to recover from the physical exertion and drug use, the feds allege. The indictment also alleges that Sean Diddy Combs' employees played an active role in facilitating the so-called freak-offs, assisting in the logistics that enabled these disturbing encounters. Prosecutors claim that Combs' staff members were responsible for arranging travel, booking hotel rooms where these events took place, and ensuring that the spaces were stocked with specific supplies. These supplies allegedly included drugs to control and sedate the victims, as well as baby oil, lubricants, and extra linens to accommodate the prolonged and exploitative nature of the sessions. The involvement of Combs' employees suggests a well-organized system that operated behind the scenes, implicating multiple individuals in the ongoing abuse. By helping to orchestrate these events, staff members allegedly became complicit in the manipulation and exploitation of the women involved. The indictment indicates that their role was not passive, but rather essential to the planning and execution of the freak-offs, ensuring that everything needed for these encounters was prepared in advance. This structured support network, according to prosecutors, points to a broader operation that extended beyond Combs alone, possibly involving a larger circle of enablers who assisted in maintaining this secretive and abusive lifestyle. The ease with which these events were organized and carried out, allegedly under the radar for years, raises serious concerns about how deep this operation ran and how many individuals may have been complicit in the crimes. Combs would often also keep videos of the sensitive, embarrassing, and incriminating sessions, sometimes without his victims' knowledge, so he could use them as collateral to ensure the continued obedience and silence of the victims, the indictment says. During a raid of Combs' mansions in Miami and Los Angeles earlier this year, the feds allegedly seized some of the so-called freak-off supplies. As the investigation continues, more details are expected to emerge about the extent of employee involvement and whether anyone else within Combs' organization will face charges. The revelations not only intensify the gravity of the allegations against Combs, but also suggest a potentially far-reaching conspiracy that exploited power, money, and influence to carry out this systematic abuse. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.